What's the haps? I'm Roka, and welcome back to WildStar! Welcome to a WildStar walk. That is what we're going to be doing today. I am going to remember how to set my characters to walking, and we're going to go for a bit of a trek. I may need to be on the other side of that wall. We are currently in the Ring of Scorn, which is part of the brand new Arcterra zone, which I should probably be getting out of fairly soon, because as you can see by the pile of bosses over there, this is kind of a boss arena. There are no less than 3 bosses over there. Yeah, that's a pile of things. If you're new to WildStar Walks, if you have somehow found my video because it ranks well in the search algorithm for Arcterra content or something, which is possible, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be going for a wander through a zone and talking about stuff that may or may not be, probably largely won't be relevant to WildStar. This is just my vlog, VG log thing, whatever you want to call it. It's a walk and talk is what it is. I am literally going to walk through the zone, and we're going to go talk. This is Arcterra. This is going to be the Arcterra adventure. I wonder if I can get across that wall. I bet I can, but I think I would need I would need my hoverboard, and I don't use my hoverboard for this. This is the thing. I'm going to walk it. Hoverboarding would be cheating, somewhat. So yeah, I didn't do one of these at the start of March. I'm going to be trying to do these on the 1st of every month, and I missed the one in March just because my footage got corrupted and it was a mess to try and clean up. And admittedly, that's happened occasionally from time to time over the course of the last month. Let's go around this rock. Let's go around it. And yeah, I'm hoping it's not going to happen again, because that would be really, really, really annoying, and it's really hard to figure out where. It's really hard to find out where in the footage it is to edit out the bits that are affected. Can I get over this rock at all? I'm not sure if I can. I'm not even sure. Oh, is it an archway? It might be an archway. I think it could be an archway. This is a very visually confusing structure, whatever it may be. I see sky on the other side, I think. So I think it's an archway. So yeah, the March one never happens. I'm going to try and retread the ground that I had for March, because to be fair, I kind of did that one at last minute. I didn't put together a very good walk, and I didn't actually find a lot to talk about. Oh, was it sky or was it just ice? Oh, there is sky. I'm going to try and squeeze my way through. I am small and lithe. I am an Orin. I'm good at getting through small spaces, right? Petite little cat girl. You can squeeze through small gaps. I'm kind of rodenty. Rodents can get through. No, okay, fine. We're not going through this cave. I actually planned this. I've got a reasonable route planned out for this, but it did involve me being on the other side of the wall, which I didn't think about when I started doing this. So we'll take the long way around. Take the scenic route. Why not? It's all about scenery, right? This is a new zone. We're going to see the scenes and sights of the new zone. The towering monolith in the distance is obviously the current hub of the area. That's where all the quests are going to be. I'm not going to be fighting any bosses. There will be ridiculous amounts of bosses. I'm sure there will be notifications on the screen that will tell us bosses are here, bosses are here, bosses are here throughout this. We shall steadfastly and obediently disobey them and ignore them and avoid them, because we're not here for bosses. I've killed a few bosses. They're mildly diverting, but they're not what I'm here for. So, last time I did a WildStar walk, I talked about Arcterra and how I was pretty hyped for Arcterra. Well, that's a relevant topic, because Arcterra is here. I've had about an hour to derp around in the zone. When I did my kind of quote-unquote patch notes, which was pretty poor if I'm honest, anybody who is interested in those, I will put a link to that somewhere on the screen if you want to actually find the actual Arcterra content that this is not. Yeah, that was kind of ended a bit abruptly just by server going down because they had to roll out a hotfix. They claimed it was maintenance, but if you looked on the forums, there was actually a significant bug that they were like, we need to step on this before this ruins people's games. So, yeah, with that in mind, they decided to take the servers down for a better part of an hour while they rolled that one out, which was rather unfortunate. Is that a jabbit? Is that a jabbit? It's a weird Arctic jabbit. It's an Arcterian jabbit. Huh, kind of cool. Cute. Cute and cool. I like that. There we go, there's one of our bosses that appeared. So it was kind of poor form, you know, to roll out a major content patch and then take it down sort of 8 hours into the content being into the game, saying, hey guys, maintenance, because that was what they put, the announcement they put out was maintenance. They should have at least said, hey, we just need to put out a bug fix to fix a major issue. I think maybe that might have been a little better received. I might have been a little less salty about it, if nothing else. I don't think it's going to have ruined anybody's gameplay or evening or anything, but I was a little bit salty about, you know, it's like, yo, you just rolled out a new patch for this game. This has been pretty hyped. I was pretty hyped for this. And now you're turning around and telling me we can't play it because maintenance? Really? Maintenance? That's what you're doing at, you know, 8 hours into your brand new patch? Let's do maintenance? No. It was misleading is what it was, unfortunately. I think it must have just been a generic announcement that goes out from time to time. And yeah, it was the wrong announcement to put out, I feel. I wonder if there's any way up that. I don't know. I think we're going to have to swim around this metallic structure here. See, when I scout out the territory, I do tend to scout it out on hoverboard, and it makes it a little easier to get around things than might otherwise be normal, but generally it's good for scouting out the terrain, because hoverboards will go up slopes exactly as steep as you can jump up them. They can jump much further than you, but they'll walk up the same gradients, as it were. Can we stand on this? Can we walk along the metallic thing? There we go. There we go. A path that doesn't involve swimming through what looks like pretty icy territory. And I'm not wearing anything that's particularly warm right now. I've got like a jumper and a pair of jeans and some knee-high boots on. It's not the warmest of Arctic exploration gear, gotta be honest. I do like messing around with costumes. Oh no, I was kind of going for casual. I think casual is what I was really going for with this. So yeah, Arcterra is here. I've had about an hour to mess around with it. I'm digging what I see so far. It's just, there's always something going on in this zone. If you walk around, you can't go more than 100 yards or so without bumping into something interesting going down, unless you're like circumnavigating the very, very edges of the level, it would appear. It's pretty chill around here, actually. This is the chill bit of the level. Chill, get it? But if you were to wander around the middle, yeah, all of these things are things that are going down. These are little mini-game things that are all over the place. All of the yellow ones are slightly more major things. There's two-man bosses popping up all over the place. If I had this open, which I don't, just because there's just lots of clutter on the screen. If I was playing the game, I'd want it up, but for walking and talking, I don't want that. So yeah, you got all this going down. You got the two-man bosses; those icons will be all over the map. You got the five-man bosses; they'll pop up occasionally, and then every 5 minutes or so, one of the big dudes pops up. Where that's supposed to lead all the way to a dungeon for the factions. I'm not sure how that mechanic comes into play just yet, but hey, I'm still, you know, getting to grips with all this content. Either way, I'm keen to dig into it. It seems like a good way to get some good loot out of the bosses, because each of the 20-man bosses that pop up every 5 minutes drop a big bag of cool stuffs. So, imagine if you just reached endgame, you'd want to be trying your hand at getting into all this pretty ASAP. Also, the fact that there's just roving packs of players all over the place, just hunting stuff, means that even if you were to get stuck into a big boss that was way too big for you, you can't even attempt the solo bosses without somebody popping up and, you know, joining in the fight. I found a few things that were like, I can take that, I'll just get into this fight. It's a one-man boss, it's got a couple 100k health, I can take that down pretty comfortably. And I was like, I would just like the opportunity just to, you know, actually solo one of these solo bosses. I have not had the opportunity to solo one of those solo bosses at all. Every single time I start a fight, like 2 or 3 people just pop up out of nowhere mid-fight and, well, assist me, I guess. Thanks, I appreciate it. I didn't need the assistance, but hey-ho. I guess they're there just for the currency, because each one of the mini-bosses gives you 2 tokens. And tokens gets you things. I have absolutely no idea how many I've got, mind you. Does it appear in here? Oh, does it go in my inventory? Oh, it's a currency. It shouldn't go in here. It does go in here. I've got 220. 220 already? Yikes. It was only like 300. I was doing some back-of-the-envelope rough estimates of numbers during my patch notes, and I was like, 300 will take you, I don't know, a couple of weeks to get maybe before you get a bit of gear. No, if I've got 220 in an hour. It's not terribly challenging. I grant you some of that will be from quests and things, so they're not going to be. I'm not going to be able to repeat them multiple times a day. Oh come on, I could get up this hill before. No, I'm sliding. Uh-oh. I could totally get up this hill before. I think I've taken the slightly steeper route. Let's go around this bit. This looks a slightly gentler incline. I can get up it. I want to get up this mountain. This mountain would be a good place for a screenshot at the top, so that's kind of That's one of my goals. Collecting cool screenshots from around Nexus is certainly a goal of this. So yeah. So that's WildStar news. Arcterra is here. It's pretty. It's cool. It's icy. I like icy things. Icy areas are things I like. Oh come on! Don't do this to me. Don't defy me, mountain. Oh god, I'm going all the way down. Which one? Where's the path of least resistance? No, it's all pretty resistant. I guess we're going around the outside of the mountain. Let's go around the outside of the mountain. Fair enough. Let's talk about things that have been happening. Normally I would, in past instances of this series, back in the old Spiral Spiel days, when I did it in Spiral Nights, I would ask you to ask me questions, and the series has not been as warmly and gratuitously received as Spiral Nights was, because a lot of my audience is here for Spiral Nights, and this isn't Spiral Nights. So I have not had as many questions, but yeah, feel free to ask me things you want me to talk about in future, otherwise I'll just have to try and find things to talk about myself. And it'll be a bit more vloggy, and you'll learn a bit more about my life than otherwise might happen. At any rate, things I talked about that were coming up last time were the most recent button mash event occurred. Okay, I'm surprised I didn't take fall damage there. I thought I would have done that. The most recent button mash event occurred. That had a similar turnout to our previous events, which is a good in the ballpark of 100 people turned up, so that was good. Those are good numbers. Was supposed to be a guy was supposed to be bringing a custom-built arcade cabinet prototype thingy with a game that he'd made himself on it, which I was looking forward to having, and had it, you know, mentally planned to integrate into one of our mini-game event stupid entertainment things that I do mostly for me. It's all our games and quizzes and tournaments and things, they're mostly for my own entertainment, not anyone else's. It's not there for the players, it's just for me to be silly and MC some cool stuff, I guess, really. I think I still need to be up this slope somehow. I wonder if a hoverboard would be the right way to go about it. No, must resist the urge to hoverboard things. Ruins of Milog, I definitely came by the Ruins of Milog before, so I'm just concerned about this little ridge here. I think this one's going to cause me problems. Yeah, see that? See how that's causing me problems? I can try and go around it. I'm going to slide down it. How is this scalable with a hoverboard and not otherwise? We can go up this. Yeah, let's follow this up and cut around by the structure. I think that should serve me okay. So that was fun. The problem with our events at this point in time is just that they've really hyped up the building higher for us to do it, so future events are going to have to look at making a lot more money on the events than we currently are, quite frankly, in order to actually keep them going. They said they're willing to work with us and cut us a bit of slack on it and maybe get us a deal going with it if we're really struggling, and I think at the current rate we will be. But yeah, we're just gonna have to plan to. I hate to say it, we're going to have to charge people money. Like, we're gonna have to find a way for this to be a profitable, or at the very least semi-profitable venture. We need to at least break even, for crying out loud. And in the past we've been comfortably able to break even on what we're doing and carry on doing what we're doing, but under current circumstances, less so. Much less so. Hey, this is the top of the mountain I was having trouble with now, isn't it? If I can just get up here, and I reckon I can get that screenshot I was hankering for. Come on, come on, do it. Come on, it's so close! It's so close! I can taste the snow! Don't taste the snow. It's pretty gross. It's got, like, bones and stuff in it. So the story went at the start. It was like, don't eat the snow. Snow has skeletons in. It's not a snow you want to eat. Okay, well, I guess we're going back down. In spite of my walking forwards. Yeah, we're going down. I'll go along this ridge. Once again, this walk could have been a little better planned, but I can get along this ridge. This is okay. I think I can get round where I want to be. I cannot get to the top of the mountain that I want to get to the top of, but I can get round this way. Unless I were to go up the mountain ridge this way. Yeah, this is probably the route I want to go to get my screenshots. I am desperate to explore these things. This is a pretty cool thing lodged into a mountain, I gotta say. The things you find and stumble across and discover. Actually, that's pretty badass. Can I get a good screenshot of that from up top somewhere? That'd be nice. It would have a second peak, wouldn't it? I don't know how I get to the second peak. That's probably beyond my means. Yeah, I kind of want to be a little closer than that, actually, for a screenshot. I want a screenshot with that in the background and me in it. So, yeah, let's pose for the camera, and wave. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. Selfie, basically, is what that was. I got my selfie. In front of giant, ancient ocean. Ocean? Is that ocean? I guess it's ocean. Yeah, I think ocean structures. It's not Elden, so I presume it's ocean. Oh my god, can I get to the peak? Oh, don't deny me now, game. Don't deny me now, and don't slide me back down the wrong side of the mountain, otherwise I'm going to cut away and I'm going to hoverboard around to the front of the mountain. It's going to deny me. Okay, fine. Alright, I'm not going to make it to the top. I could totally do that with a hoverboard, you bet I could. We're going to go back down this way. We're going to go for a wander through the mountain peaks for a little while. Next bullet point I had on my thing was MMOs that I am currently playing, which was from last month, in which I talked a bit about Blade and Soul. Blade and Soul was pretty cool. I really dug the combat in that a lot. Blade and Soul had probably the best combat system I've seen in any MMO. Arguably any game? I don't know, actually. It was pretty up there. It had a really fluid, really cool, really interesting, really unique combat system. And don't get me wrong, I love me some WildStar, but I think it's more the theme gets me more with WildStar. The kind of the slightly cartoonish, a little bit Blizzard, dare I say, kind of theme in space. Sort of space fantasy, science fantasy kind of thing. I dig science fantasy with that just a little bit Blizzard kind of aesthetic. I dig that a lot. So WildStar is very much my jam, stylistically and thematically. Blade and Soul didn't do much for me in that regard. It's kind of like, it was just very Eastern. It's just lots and lots of martial arts, and it's all about people doing crazy and insane abilities, the martial arts that allow them to leap through the air and perform incredible feats, and I don't know, thematically that's not one that ever did much for me. It's just, but the combat was beyond compare. Combat was really, 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 really good. It is free to play, so, you know, I do think that's something people should at least take the time to check out. Also, stylistically, it's one of those games that, unfortunately, artistically, it mostly seems to be pandering to teenage boys. It's just like, all the women in the game are walking around with their underwear hanging out all the time, or are in bikinis, and it's like, there are not many sensible costumes, and the ones that are just kind of look a bit ridiculous. Now, maybe that I'm being a bit unfair, and maybe the ridiculous ones are like some traditional Eastern kind of garb, but I'm not that up on the culture to know these things. Oh, please tell me I can get round the side of this giant skeleton thing, because it looked like I could. I just wanted to stroll through the mountains is all I was looking for, really. Was that too much to ask for today? I'll cut through here and go to the osseous plains. Yeah, this is the bony snow you don't eat. Don't eat bony snow. We are coming up on another... Is this another boss section? Actually, no, this one isn't another boss section, is it? That is just a weird kind of underground passage that has a book in it, and not much else. Just a little bit... It's flavour is what it is. It's a heck of a lot of effort that Carbine went to add flavour to the world, but kudos to them for doing that. So I have stopped playing that. I stopped playing that literally just because Sky Saga updated, to be honest. Also, I was getting a little bit bored of it. I got to level 20 in Blade and Soul, and I confess I never got into the group content thing, which was about where I got up to the point where it's like, why don't you start finding groups for all of this stuff? And I was like, no, I'm not big on group stuff, really. You know me. I'm not big on that kind of thing. So the quest chains were all getting very, very samey. They were all kill 10 bear asses and collect 10 rats, and yeah, getting a bit tired of that. The combat was the only thing keeping it going, and don't get me wrong, I like looking at some lady butts, but I'm not really specifically primarily playing MMOs for the lady butts. I got the internet for that. I got Google. I can search for lady butts on Google if I want lady butts. I can find those pretty easy. You will note that I generally do tend to dress my Orin a little more demurely. Is that the right word? Demure? I think that's what demure means. I think I'm using the correct words. It's because that's more aesthetically pleasing. It's still not thematically appropriate. I mean, if I'm fighting stuff, I probably shouldn't be running around in jeans and a jumper, but hey. Hey. At least I'm not running around in basically my underwear. So, yeah. Yeah, Sky Saga, good. Sky Saga, very good. Sky Saga had me hooked until Arcterra dropped. Now, wondering how much Sky Saga I'm going to be playing in the absence of, well, not in the absence of anything, how much Sky Saga I'm playing now that I'm gonna be back on this pretty hardcore, I guess. Yeah. Probably not a lot of Sky Saga in the future for me now. Not until there's any more major updates to it. I'm not super inspired to do any building stuff in that this season. This alpha, I guess. I was pretty inspired when I did the Japanese temple thing, but since then I've just kind of not really had anything that's made me go, yes! That is what I want to build, and I want to build it in Sky Saga. That's what I'm going to do with my life today. That's never really happened. Oh, this is oh yeah, Kundar event often. Let me just double check that this is not going to pop up in a minute. Oh, Frostgale's here in 30 seconds. It's not this guy. I admit, actually, yeah, if this boss was about to pop up in 30 seconds, this place would be packed with players. You would not be able to move for players. There's already some people camping it out in the hopes that I guess it pops up next time. There are people just hanging around going, hey, maybe, what's his face? Kundar Ven Offen is going to be popping up. That's the giant worm thing that right back at the start it said, don't go near the worm. I killed the worm a couple times. Yeah, there's Frostgale. I haven't killed Frostgale yet. I need to kill Frostgale at some point. That's a new one for me. So yeah, Blade and Soul's gone bye-bye. Probably won't get back into that. Sky Saga, got back into that. Maybe a little overplayed. It got to the point where I'm kind of stuck on all of the quest chains, actually. A lot of them are just really grindy stuff. There's one that, for starters, the jungle quest chain, aside from the stupidity that is you can only complete it on a weekend. The jungle quest chain says you need to craft 10 entirely unique and separate pieces of jungle armor. Which I misread at first, and I thought it just said craft 10 pieces of jungle armor. So guess what? I've got 10 pieces of exactly the same armor now. Great. Go me. Yeah. That requires you to have 10 recipes. Recipes are not that easy to come by. I only have 5. I can't get past step 4 or 5, I guess it is, of that quest chain until I get 5 more jungle recipes. I'm not even sure how many there are in the game. I thought there were only about 9 per tier of armor, I suppose. I suppose with that in mind, I could get some from the first tier and some from the... Yeah, I suppose in theory there are about 18 recipes I have access to. And if I were to buy a high-level difficulty ones from levels from the vendor, I could theoretically get some of the high-tier gear as well. That would open it up to 27 recipes. Yeah, I guess I could do that, but... blah. It's one of those quests that just doesn't feel well thought through. It's like... compared to everything else I can hop into a level and I can complete it. That one just stops you in your tracks. There's another, the desert one should be doable. It's kill 15 lions, which is kind of a lot of lions. They're not a common creature. And I think if you die, it resets it, unfortunately. So at some point, I guess I must have died, and it's like, oh, count as reset now. I got like halfway, and that took me like 2 or 3 adventures to get halfway through it. So that kind of sucks. We are up on the peaks. That's... you can't see much in the way of detail, but I like that as a screenshot. Yeah, I don't, not a selfie for this one. I want a picture of that. Look at that. That's a screenshot right there. Damn. Okay. And actually, yeah. How does selfie look? Selfie good? Good selfie? Slash wave. Okay. We good. Right. Onwards with the walkings. Frostkeep Arcanist is terrorizing the Artfields of Arcterra. Go away. So that's one of the MMOs I'm playing. Other stuff on the channel, I think I talked about, or wanted to talk about last month, the fact that my main drive on the channel, really, I think for this year I want to be overarchingly review content. I know the last couple of weeks, when I did all the light stuff, I've been kind of quiet on reviews, but whoops. I would like to try and get at least 2 pieces of critical content out per week, which is to say, like, a review and an indie insight. If not more, 3 pieces would be very good. If I can get 2 pieces out per week, I will be a fairly happy man. And then intersperse that with the usual stuffs. This kind of feels like this is leading up to something fairly epic up there. This is like a weird anti-volcano. There's like a crevasse at the top of the mountain that's glowing blue. I was going to try and head down over this bone, but I don't think that actually connects in any way that's useful to me. So I guess I'm not going that way. Where I do go from the top of this mountain is anybody's guess. Hey, there's the giant worm, the worm that was down there. Cool. So yeah, that's what I'm doing on the channel. I will do... What am I going to do? Hyperlight Drifter is out, like... When this video is up, it'll be today. I wouldn't mind doing Hyperlight Drifter on the channel, actually. That looks like a very pretty and very cool game. It might also be the kind of game that frustrates the hell out of me, so we shall see. We shall see. Oh, this is slippery. This is ice. I don't know what I expected. I don't know if I can stand on this. Can I stand on this? No, yeah, that just goes whoop, and you stand on it. Not found many surfaces that are like that. I guess it is just like a normal surface. You're just not supposed to be able to get this far up. It's not actually icy, is it? Oh, we're properly getting out of bounds here, which is what I like to do. So you will hear a few complaints from me about being up this high. Oh, yeah, come on. We can get over here. I'm going to fall out the level when I get to the other side. Bet yourself. I could see the floor. Oh yeah, I am not supposed to be up here. I can basically see through the floor. Come on. Break in the game. Like a good little explorer. Yep, over the other side of that spiky thing, whatever the heck it was. This is my favourite bit of the game. It's when I break it. I'm fully prepared to meet my fate on the other side of this, just because it will be satisfying. Come on. I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to do it. Uh-oh. Right. Okay, good. Can I get my jetpack jump back? 'Cause jetpack jump is the only way I'm going to survive this now, I think. Right, come on. Down here. Uh-oh. Jetpack jump! 6,076 damage. Whew. Okay. We survived it. I still don't know how I'm going to get out. But this is great. This is an adventure. This is the Arcterra adventure. This is the adventure I wanted. Other news. Podcast, you may have noticed, has been sporadic on the channel. Podcast is... I think Tulkas has had a lot of stuff going on with school lately, which is why he's kind of been absent. Because last couple Sundays, in fact, I've gotten to recording time and we're like, well, if I can find a guest, maybe, because Michael's computer's on the fritz, because of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? It'd be too much to hope that Michael could make a podcast, right? Yeah. So I was like, well, if Tulkas is there, I'll, ask around, get a guest. But then time rolls around, and heck, even Tulkas isn't online. So, oh, okay, I guess that's not happening. Thought also occurs that maybe that might have been a time zone thing, because also time zones would have been about an hour out of whack for the last couple of weeks. And it may have been that Tulkas hung around for the podcast, didn't see me show up because he was an hour... early? Yeah, an hour early, I think, and then vanished when I didn't ask to do a podcast. So, may have been a miscommunication on the part of time zones there. Could be a thought. At any rate, yeah. Sorry to say podcast is like my first item on the chopping block as far as content goes on the channel. It's like, if something's going to go, the podcast is a low priority. There's not many people watch it, and it's quite a hefty time investment for a bunch of people. If it was more popular, I would go out of my way to make it more of a thing. I don't even know where I am. I'm stuck inside a friggin' giant or something. Can we even get out of this? Does this lead out? Is that a cave? Is this a cave that you can get out of? It may be. If not, I'm genuinely stuck inside a chunk of mountain somehow. I think that's daylight, yeah. It's the mouth of something, isn't it? So, yeah. If people tune into the podcast, if there were loads and loads of people watching it, I would definitely make more of an effort to get good stuff every week. But when it's only ever watched by like 20 people, which is weak source on my channel, I'm not terribly bothered. I actually am trapped, aren't I? This actually, I wouldn't have been trapped if I'd managed to get over the icy thing. Yeah. Well now. I think my only option is to cheat. Because there's a button here that says, help me, I'm stuck. I can resurrect. It won't cause any durability damage, but you'll still have to resurrect. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna res, and I'm going to respawn on. I'm gonna scoot over to the other side. Right. So yeah, it was this dude. This dude was the one whose mouth we got stuck behind. I was like back there. That's where we were. He's pretty badass. I kind of dig that. Actually, again with the screenshots. I kind of want that one. That's pretty badass. It's cool. Few enemies and things in the foreground, which is not quite what I like, but hey ho. I did on my way back here. I got lost. I actually had to go back and check the footage to find out where I died to get back here. I did manage to find Frostgale. He's apparently not been killed. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if all the WildStar players have gone to bed or something, but yeah, there's other bosses appearing and stuff. Nobody killed. No one killed that guy. This is just a dragony kind of thing that's just, I don't know, maybe it requires an even bigger, even more coordinated group than normal, but yeah, Frostgale's up. And we'll head over to Frostgale and I might wrap it up. Frostgale's not too far from here, I don't think. Should be a little bit of a stroll, but not a big stroll. Be alright, be alright. There's Snowball. Snowball is he's a Chompacabra, that's what a Snowball is. They're fairly sturdy Chompacabra. One of the big nasties that's worth points around here. Actually, a lot of things are worth points around here. They got spikes. Spikes means they're worth points. You can farm them for tokens. That is what points are. That is how you get points around here. So other things that are going on is... Actually, the one other noteworthy thing that's going on in the world right now is... PAX East. PAX East is going... Well, it's not on right now, but it will be going on soon. So I'm going to be volunteering with the Indie Mega Booth, as is always my way. And yeah, they've just announced the lineup for that today, actually, which is kind of cool. So I got to look through and see, oh, there's all the people, I know those people, I know those people, I know those people, I don't know those people, I don't know those people. And I get to see who I'm going to meet and who I'm not going to meet and those kind of things. Yeah. So, fun things to note. Don't bring those near me. I don't want to get into a fight. I'm not here to fight. Fun things to note are... it brought to my attention that Always Sometimes Monsters by Vagabond Dog, that's it. I was going to say Renegade Kid, but for some reason I always get Vagabond Kid and Renegade Dog mixed up, just because they've got the same kind of rhythmic structure to their name, I suppose. I'm sure there's a term for that, you know, like iambic pentameter, except that refers to a very specific one. Meter, it's got the same meter to it. Renegade Kid, Vagabond Dog. You see? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Yeah. That's the meter. It has the da-da-da-da meter. So, that's why I get those two confused. But no, it's Vagabond Dog, the guys who did Always Sometimes Monsters. They're making Sometimes Always Monsters. A little bit of me's concerned that that's not a game that needed a sequel. But at the same time, I am super stoked to do more. What the heck is that? There's a weird glowy tunnel rock. Okay, not a thing you can do anything with, but okay. So I am super stoked to see that. I want to check out what's going on with that. And if it's going to be Game of the Year 2016, it might be. It also might not be. We shall see. We shall see. Mostly noteworthy, actually, by their absence, I feel. Also noteworthy last year by their absence is Dejaban Games. Normally my PAX experiences have involved meeting and hanging out with Dejaban, because they make some cool stuff. I drop by their booth often enough that they know me by name now. And they're like, "Oh, hey, John, good to see you again. You're back over the Atlantic again to come see us. Okay, cool. Hi, how's it going?" They weren't there last year. I didn't see them. I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. I want to know what you guys are up to, what you guys are working on, because you guys make really cool games. Which makes me a little concerned, because they haven't put any titles out in a while, or haven't announced any titles in a while. So I'm really, really wondering what those guys are up to right now. I have no idea what Dejaban are doing. The last title they did was the collaborative effort with Pop Cannibal when they did Elegy for a Dead World, or Dead Planet, Dead World? Elegy for a Dead World, I think, yeah. So some sort of celestial being that you would walk upon. Planet, probably. Or world. World or planet, one of the two. I think it was world. I don't even know. Elegy for a Dead something. And that was a while ago. And as I say, that wasn't even Dejaban's own project. And that started out as a joke project. They did that just to see if they could win some artsy award. They were like, it's really easy to win this artsy award. Let's see if we can win it. So they made a stupid, really artsy game. And it turned out that people really dug the concept. So they made more of it. And it turned into a full project. And it was a game about writing. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a complex deal. It didn't take them all that long in the grand scheme of things to make, compared to some of their other titles. And they've not done or said anything since. I'm really, really concerned what the heck they're doing. Do they still exist as a studio? I hope they do, but, you know, signs of life would be appreciated, I think. I've not seen any signs of life. What's going on with those guys? There's a few other similar studios. I know there's a few devs have got kind of bad blood with the PAX organizers. I'm wondering if some of the, I think is it the Boston Indie Gaming Collective might have, like, collectively decided, you know what, we're going to boycott PAX or something? If they did, I missed that notice. It's a shame, because I know a few of the guys from there, and I really like those guys. I like getting to meet those guys, and PAX is, you know, like my one chance to, you know, meet and hang out with those guys. So that's kind of a shame. Definitely looking forward to seeing Vagabond Dog, though. Renegade Dog. Vagabond Dog? Which one was it? Oh, for crying out. Renegade Kid and Vagabond Dog, right? That's exactly the opposite of what I said it was last time. It's Vagabond Dog. Pretty certain that's which one it is. There it is. There's Frostgale. Look, nobody's killed it yet for some reason. Is it a 20-man boss? That is a 20-man boss, yeah. Its target is meant for 20 people. It has a lot of spikes around its portrait. Nobody's killed it. Why? I don't know. So, yeah, that's what's going down there. There's one I spotted just because I think they've been at every PAX I've ever been to, is Tumblestone, which means that game's... It's just like a matching puzzle game thingy, which I guess has been in the works for like 4 years now? Or do they just really, really like showing it off at conventions? I'm not sure which it is. It must be one of the two. Either it really, really, really needs some polish, or they really, really like showing it off and haven't come up with any new inspiration since then. Who knows? One once thought one would pay a lot of money to go to conventions just to show off the same product over and over again. I don't think I saw... don't recall seeing either Guns of Icarus, which is disappointing with Alliance in the works, you know. And I don't think I either saw... I'm going to go invisible because that guy's nasty. It's probably about as close as we get. And I don't think I saw Awesome Nauts either, because they're like... They're pretty much a mainstay. They're constantly developing the game. They constantly want people to see the game, so they show that off every without fail. So they weren't there either. Maybe just making room for fresh blood. Maybe they're somewhere. Maybe all these studios are somewhere else in the convention. Maybe they've graduated beyond the indie mega booth. But I don't know. Kind of a shame to see those guys not there, because again, I would like to see them. They're the sort of people I like to hang out with. Ooh, there's information on the floor. Oh, it's a Tails one. I kind of need to get that. Can I get it without getting eaten? Gotta catch them all in terms of comic books, right? Yeah. Oh, he's bugged out. He only has 7. Oh, I didn't clock that the first time. I've clicked on him like twice now. I hadn't noticed that he's stuck at 7,000 health left. He must have bugged out. Last time someone fought him, boss has just got stuck at like 0.1% health, or less than. That must have sucked to be in that fight. Damn. Okay, fine. Oh, that means can I get really close without it killing me? Oh my god, can I get a selfie with Frostgale? That'd be a good way to end the episode. Selfie with Frostgale. He's just chilling out. Hey Frostgale, how you doing? You're a big dragony thing that I don't actually know what you are. But I want a... Yeah, he ain't gonna eat me, is he? Alright, just selfie? Selfie. Alright, come on. We can do this. Frostgale selfie. Alright, interface off. Turn to face him. Zoom out a little bit? A little bit. That's a good angle. Alright. Wave to the camera. Woo! Yeah. Frostgale selfie. That's how I want to end the episode. That's, I think that's going to make it into the thumbnail. Though I've taken a few cool pictures today, and I was like, oh, that'd make great thumbnails. They make really pretty thumbnails. No, that's my thumbnail. Standing in front of a raid boss without getting eaten by it. That doesn't happen every day. Cool, that's all the things. I've talked for far too long today, so I'm going to wrap this up. Remember to leave me things to talk about for May's episode, so that I have things to talk about. I'm sure I will talk at length about packs in May's episode, though, so fear not on that score. But yeah, that'll do it for April's little vloggy, whatever the hell kind of update this is. You should totally go and play WildStar, because all this Arctic and icy wilderness is amazing as hell, and scenic and wonderful and crazy cool, and you should come join me in it, and that would be great. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I have been Moroka. This has been a WildStar walk. This has been the Arcterra adventure. And I will see you next time.